Okay, hi everybody. I have no control monitor. It means I'm doing a show today. Pornography is somewhere at M&M wasting her time over there. Try to find some fall foundations, becoming a no-planer, whatever. I'm dribbling it too much. Today we have a full program with Warren Cuccurullo, aka the latest VIP no-planer or no-plan actor. Just make fun here. Yeah, we love him already and want to check him out a little bit today, what he has to say, for instance, about elections and all this political crap. Also in the studio is Rosalie Grabel running the techniques today. Maybe you have a minute. We have also Ryanair Economics, former RNN, famous from his hits Prince 1999, and also he's working on his new hit Don't Stop Till You Get Enough as Obama, Ryanair Economics, Michael Jackson. And also he was responsible for the smash hit Hillary for You and Me. And yeah, I'm NicoHitler, NicoHitler Pro is on vacation. Also in the studio, AQ AlQyeda, who got rid of El Duffy finally. And yeah, we see what happens. We'll call in a bit Warren Cuccurullo. But let's check the latest what's going on in the Truthling world. We have an increased pro Alex Jones PR on YouTube. That's kind of interesting because Prison Planet was announcing to release the so-called exclusive footage from Ground Zero when I got harassed and almost assaulted by Luke and his girlfriend Sabrina. We have multiple 5- and 4-digit remixes of that, so we can prove actually that they assaulted first, while I just tried to give the Hitler mustache to either Luke or Sabrina. They rejected. You know the story, you know the videos, they're very popular. Please check out 9videomashups.com for all the latest, the very brilliant videos, and also the latest top 100 charts. We have so amazing new talents like Jim the Linux Guru. We had him yesterday in the show. He's also right now in the chat room, and maybe we get him later also involved, but because of some technical issues maybe we put that on hold. Yeah, so it's very interesting that the YouTube we have new, we are calling the Alex Jones links or the Alex Jones cheerleaders. It's possibly also Daisy Committee. So if you go to 9blognuts.com, you can check out this news item, and you just go to the left side. You can also always subscribe. You have not to go to my website. So Alex Jones complained that I allegedly showed up as a BBC team weeks ago. What he didn't tell you was, A, BBC was there for the WTC7 documentary, and when I actually freaked out on that fat glassy guy, or also known as Cyborg Mind on YouTube, I was actually angry at Ryan because he didn't show up in time with his ARC camera. So I put my anger on this guy, and it was not really assault, it was just touching his neck, but he called the cops on me, whatever. I don't care. Transgression performance, I call this. Protect by freedom of speech. Anyway, he claimed that I was there with a BBC team. Guess what he's doing right now? He's with BBC. He had a top interview with BBC 5 with a guy from School Exchange. Then he ran. Amanijad, or whatever you pronounce the name, promoting the 9M Inside Job meme again. Once again, Alex Jones has an exclusive on that. I understand even that the Iran guy was calling the show, but I'm not sure. Then he has the so-called Mossad connection, George Humphrey, the bullshit economy distraction with Ed Griffin, and he's also exclusively re-promoting an interview with DC Madame and linking it to the Cheney did it meme. So we have Alex Jones all for some promoted by BBC, Iran, George Humphrey, Ed Griffin, DC Madame, which I also think was not a real suicide. She's linked to a lot of high-ranked spookers, CIA, prime military contractors. I'm sure they have a huge list to embarrass a lot of politicians. I'm, by the way, supporter of prostitutes. I hung up with a lot of prostitutes in my life. I respect bartenders, sex workers, and for sure porn stars. And we love WQ2RX. So please check out 9mporn.org or also WQ2RX.com. Rosalie is also updating the website. Right now we have a glitch on there. And I'm talking too much, so I try now to reach Warren Cuccurullo on the phone, and then I will do a small NicoHitler. Meanwhile, Ryan is in the camera hijacking feed. I hope he's not distracting too much. You take a shower, Ryan. It's Ryanair Economics. He's also a Obama supporter, but he's probably right now not even on camera. Oh, if you have time. Hey Warren, this is Nico. We're now on the air.
Oh, hello, hello.
Yeah, and I hope the sound is good. Next to me,
Fantastic.
great. Next to me, Binary Economics. To the left, later on the camera switch. I hope Rosie can switch shortly to AQ AlQyeda right now. And we have Rosalie in the studio doing a technique. And I put you a little on hold because I have to do a very important phone call. It's a kind of 9 block lines breaking news. And if I do it correctly, I put you on flash. I do the second phone call. Please wait on the line. I unflash you and you should listen to the conference call. Is that okay for you?
I'll unflash you back.
Okay. Okay, then hang in there 1 sec, please. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, I hope I did it right. Do I have to flash when I hear the signal, or?
Oh, I think you hit flash again.
I can
Flash again. Yeah, flash again. So you know he's waiting there.
Well, I hope I didn't kick out the phone. Okay. Let's see what happens. So right now I'm calling Seattle News. Actually, I try to get in touch with Haley Edwards. And Haley Edwards is right now also promoting.
Haley Edwards. They're on the phone or away from my desk. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for calling.
Hey, what's up? Are you there?
At the tone, please record your message. When you are finished recording, hang up or press 1 for more
What's
options.
her phone number?
It's her answering service.
Yeah, hi Haley, this is NicoHitler. I understand you promote We Are Change in Seattle this week, and I'm a little confused because they're pretty much out of business in 6 months. They start their career with Norm Mineta, Hecklevism, then Rudy Giuliani, and then a kind of okay Michelle Obama. The ratings went then down from 50,000 hits to 11,000, and then they ended 6 months ago with lame interviews with Wesley Clark, a pro-anti-war hangout, and then Tom Hartman, left gatekeeper. So actually we right now working on some new extermination camps, and yeah, we would like maybe to have you as a camp leader or whatever. So please call us back at RabbitHoleCntrl, and please let us know how did you get in touch with that dude. I think Boldface Lie is his name, and you mentioning as Bob Dennis. So because we also want to actually exterminate prison plants. But you're not in the line, so we go back to Warren. Warren, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, then maybe you want to introduce for the younger fans. Let's talk a little bit about Frank Zappa first.
Well, yeah, I started with Frank Zappa in 1978.
78.
I was a fan of Frank's for years. I saw him for the first time in 1973 at Brooklyn College.
Oh.
I lived in Brooklyn at the time. So within like 5 years, I got to meet him and get in his band. I met him in '76, and I was in the group by the time, but 1978 rolled out. I got in the band in December of '78, and we did a European tour called the Human Jukebox Tour. Went all over Europe, and came back and recorded the Joe's Garage albums. Joe's Garage Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3.
Oh, that was a great album.
Yeah, that was in 1979.
Great.
I always liked Roxy and Elsewhere.
In the spring of '79, we recorded the Joe's Garage, all the 3 of them.
And I remember that Frank Zappa actually never released 7 Inches until he had to smash it. I think Bobby Brown. Here there, baby, I'm Bobby Brown.
That's #1 in Norway.
Norway! And that is our last hope because Social Service came from Norway. And there's even a funny anti-no-planer video out right now, which also made 5-digit hits. Amazingly good PR for us. I called it 9 block lines. Plane hugger, no sorry, anti-9M no-planer Tetris animation turns into 5-digit PR hit. Not even sex tags involved, and made 20,000 hits or something just 2 days. Amazing. So actually right now our biggest fans are Screw Exchangers, Howard Stern people, who love, hate Paula Gloria. And so I have a lot of questions actually. I mean, I love Frank Zappa. Did you ever get in touch with Captain Beefheart?
I met Captain Beefheart in 1978, right before I got into Frank's band. He was playing out in Long Island at a place called My Father's Place.
Right.
And he had a great band together at the time, and they were promoting the album Shiny Beast.
Right.
And he was in rare form. I mean, the band was incredibly tight, and Don, Captain, was singing incredible. And I saw him before the show, and I was very kind of a new wave kind of punk kid. sax.
Okay.
He's very, he's kind of very out when he plays sax. And I said, man, that soprano stuff you did, man, that was pretty good, man. And he went, pretty good? Did I say that tie you're wearing looks pretty good? He's quite a character.
Great.
Quite an artist. And he's still around.
Did you ever do a John Peel session?
John Peel sessions. I listened to some of those, yeah.
But did you ever get involved, or was Duran Duran ever involved in a John Peel session? Because I can't recall anyone that should speak against Duran Duran. John Peel is my personal hero. I mean, I love John Peel. I listen to every week and even overseas Benelux shows, BBC, BFBS, which is the British Armed Forces radio station in Germany. I wrote down the playlist. I made my own playlist, so I wrote down 12 years in a row John Peel. I grew up basically with John Peel. I learned everything about music from John Peel.
Right, well, now, let's see over here, I never really got it. And as far as when I was with Duran from 86 on, if they did anything with John Peel, it was before me, because we never did anything.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe because he found every cool new band. It was amazing. He did so much influence for everything. He played always drum and bass, jazz, blues, garage rock, everything, crossover, electronic music, and so on and so on. Okay, Ryan Area Economics has to leave, so...
No, I've been listening to every day now.
Yeah, and then I met him finally, and I was very excited, and I had my booklets with me, and his wife Linda was there, Sheila Peel, and she was holding, and I had tears in my eyes. It was a touching moment for me. And when they put a spot on, I think 11 p.m., he was already, I don't know, 63 or something, still a great DJ, and then he died in Peru, because I think it was overwhelmed from work, and I was very sad. It was still tears in my eyes, but I don't want to talk about sad things now. But so after you, I think Missing Persons was in between, no?
Yeah, after the Zappa experience, me and two other people who were working with Frank, Terry Bozio, the drummer, and his wife Dale, who did some singing on the Joe's Garage album, we started Missing Persons, so that was like 1980.
Oh, cool. And you're still in touch with...
We got signed in 83,
cool.
And we released like 3 or 4 albums. And when we broke up in 86, I got right into Duran Duran, so yeah, Missing Persons was in between.
Right. And what do you do in between? You had a solo career or something?
I've always been, writing and recording solo music, and then 87 through 92, I recorded loads of ambient music.
Right. And what do you think protected you from not being co-opted? Because I think the big split was in 84 or something, when they invented all these pseudo Band Aid, do they know it's Christmas time charity stuff, which I think was a setup from Tavistock and Club of Rome. So I think they corrupted and co-opted 300 musicians at least, and then in the USA was USA for Africa or something with Michael Jackson and Dinah Ross and whatever. I think that's how they turned around the musicians who didn't start doing electronic music yet. I personally have even the pro-Neuer conspiracy theory that they waited until they had their MP3 stuff straight and electronic music was dominant, so that there's no message in lyrics anymore. And the rest is just over corruption and band contracts. So that I think 95% of all musicians right now might be 9 trucelings, but they're not allowed to speak out, otherwise they would lose their contract deal. And also most of them making extra money flying to Darfur. I know that Bob Geldof is a big insider. He's with the Fellowship Foundation. That's one of the I think most evil think tanks in US, also linked to Tavistock.
Stink tanks.
Yeah, stink tanks. So he's hanging out also with old school Satanists. I mean, I don't believe in Satanism. This is also just another bullshit cult. But Mia Farrow is an insider who did Duck and Cover in the 50s. She's now with the Darfur stuff. We have Bob Geldof. We have...
Please conclude your message.
Oh, what is this? That's probably the other phone.
We were doing the interview on somebody's phone machine.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that.
Yeah, that's fun because right now we have Seattle news.
That's Seattle.
So we have everything.
That's Seattle.
That's funny. I love it. That's Haley Edwards.
Haley Edwards.
Wow. Okay, Haley, you got the idea. Please check out September Cruise and don't write bullshit about Hangout.
To send, press 1. To replay, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3.
No, we don't re-record.
At the tone, please record your message.
Okay, we have some distraction from Seattle News, no problem. Haley Edwards. If you want to call Haley Edwards and ask him...
Press 3.
why he's a...
And now, press 1.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, man.
Press 2.
You need to press a button.
Which one? Then press 1.
Next, press 1 to enter a goodbye.
Hello?
Okay, I think they hang up automatically. Anyway,
I was very Tavistock. Goodbye. Hello.
Yeah.
Right back to the Beatles again.
I think I think 100 guy is not real anymore, or they work in Taiwan or Malaysia, and it's completely outsourced. Anyway, Haley Edwards' number for everyone want to talk with him also, while he's bringing Hangout bullshit again. 206-464-2745, or check out 9 block lines. I'm posting a number 206-464-2745. We want to talk about VR change and electrons later. I still love your music background. I think Al has also a question on. There was something with Frank Zappa. He got set up over some record deals or some copyright issue.
No, in the 90s, they were starting to put ratings on records because of Two Live Crew. No, anyways, he got involved. No, he got involved with that with Congress because
He's too far away.
because he felt that his oh, I'm too far away. You can't hear me.
Maybe.
Okay, all right. Well, anyways, no, Frank Zappa was involved with trying to implicate Congress in not passing the rating law with records and.
You're talking about the PMRC, right?
Right.
Oh. What's the PMRC? Can you explain?
What is the PM? What is that? Can you explain?
Flames.
Okay.
It was an organization started by, for the lack of a better word, organization. It was a bunch of Washington wives.
Okay, and here, this,
War.
and then Frank Zappa was running against Bob Dole. I think Clinton was also still in charge.
Was that?
I'm not quite sure. I was living in Britain at the time.
Well,
But
then
I
maybe
do know that the PMRC was a bunch of Washington wives headed by Tipper Gore, who were,
Tipper Gore. So during the Clintons.
saying that, the lyrics that were coming off of rock and roll records
Right. So, and
damaging
then-
to children.
And then I think maybe even for conspiracy theorists, which I'm not, I'm a journalist and researcher and whatever media activist, but I think Frank Zappa got cancerized. Anyway, we cannot prove.
Well, he was spending a lot of time in Russia, and he was dealing with, Václav Havel over in Czechoslovakia, and he was doing a lot of business deals.
Right.
Hell knows,
Okay. Yeah. Well, so tell us a little bit about how you turned from whatever to a no-planer. How did you figure out about this, or when did you get in touch with, let's say, no-plane video, visual research, or 9 video mashups?
I'm looking into the crime of 9/11. I lost a friend in the World Trade Center, a childhood friend, and for him, I said when I found out there was questions about a year ago now, because of the CNN coverage of Rosie O'Donnell's questioning of the official story, I typed in World Trade Center 7, and I saw the building go down, and I knew it was an inside job.
Okay.
So my research continued, for the last 11 months, and the last phase of it was the visual stuff, was all the TV Fakery stuff, and I saw September Clues about 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
Hello?
Yeah, you said 6 months ago. Why? Can I ask you why?
So September Clues about 6 months ago, and I remember, because I watch all 9/11 movies, and I check out all the research, and that one really stuck with me for a while, and I sent it to another graphic artist friend of mine, because the 17-second gap and the nose-out shot were obviously something,
Right, that's a great series. Are you familiar with the research we're doing separately? It goes more into what kind of application they might have used, which I think was Future Common System or some kind of Google Earth Alpha system, and that actually 80% of what we saw was video fakery also, which means that they're able in real time, not rendering, but freezing a complete New York City and then shaking it around like a basketball, and then fading in the CGIs with all mistakes. So I personally think...
It's all very evident and very well laid out by Simon Shack in the September Clues and 9/11 Amateur, but also
Right.
VS Registration has got the 9/11 Octopus.
Yeah, good friend of ours. Good friend of ours. He was the first one who made this research more visible, because I struggled to make it more clear. We still have the so-called hangout peer reviewers who don't like to go into that. They say we have already enough. They talk a little bit like truthlings. I call them the no-plane hangouters or peer reviewers. We have for sure also the issue with the anti-porners. I personally believe that that the rulers of the world want to get rid of human species and replace them with bionic fascist simulacrons. that's why I promote also sexploitation. I'm influenced a little by the 60s Asian culture, sexploitation. I rarely use porn nations, so I'm not using porn. Fred is much better than me, so when he does the remix, we always get 5-6 digit hits, and so I think it's an extra PR, but also a political statement, because 80% of no players actually don't politically respond to the actual evidence. They don't speak out against Alex Jones. Now you were at Jack Blood, and we have 10 minutes to go, and I would like to get AQ AlQyeda involved. How was it to hear that there's so much so-called infighting, and would you like to bring a political statement on Alex Jones, which I think completely controls via change and is politically responsible for the, I think, staged arrest of Gary German?
Well, I don't know about the arrest. What is that arrest?
Well, 2 days after I got
yeah, I don't know about
called
it.
up by the
I don't really know the details of the fighting, but all I can say is there should be no fighting over researchers and their evidence.
Right, we're doing a kind of transgression set against Alex Jones because we think he's a war criminal. That's my language, it's not everyone's language. I think he's run by Scientology, which is basically linked to
Tavistock. Don't get me started on Scientology, please.
Right, so I think Scientology not only create a lot of cults to take out intelligent people, but also they create cults to infiltrate the Truth movement. And this is, since I figured it out, I'm getting attacked at so-called Quintuple, so I renamed myself in the satire level as NicoHitler.
I love that name.
Yeah, fact is, since 2004, we have religious bullshit artists infiltrating this Truth movement. We have David Griffin in the front, at the top, who is basically global government.
Oh yeah, I know.
We have the Urantia people, we call them the Satanica Church because they're referring in the book to the Satanica Church, and they infiltrated my group, NewYork9Truth.org, on the street level and blocked media activism. And before they blocked already 3 years, and then that was a complete movement, blocking 3 years the conventional evidence on cold demolition. But that's an own show for itself because we think they used cold fusion weapons plus direct energy plus X. That's an own. I'm just interested in. Yeah, I'm just interested in the political background of Warren. I mean, so we very aggressively or whatever. I have a very hard opinion on Alex Jones. I think he is a war criminal. So I'm speaking out against Alex Jones. We have great new mashups, NicoHitler and Alex Jones. So that's why I think the timing is a little fishy that we have at the same time people who try to repair his credibility. So I appreciate that you actually show up at Jack Blood and put yourself maybe on distance to Alex Jones. We also try to get...
I talked to Alex, I talked to Jack Blood, I talked to Dylan Avery, I talked to, everybody, because when I saw the evidence compiled by Simon Shack and BS Registration, and the way they, especially in 9/11 Octopus Part 8, where you have the simultaneous showing of 3 different stations, showing 3 different realities, I told all of them that this is the most slam dunk evidence that has been found.
Right. And also what I like about Warren is, I think Warren has a lot of humor, so when I tested him out, because I'm here the pro-Neuer profile checker, I said, let's assume Warren is an actor, let's say he's an actor for Tavistock. We have no problem with that, because we work like a DJ culture system, so there is no real infiltration, there are no real moral system which work, because we're having fun, we're not really that political also, but also, even if Warren is a kind of moral checking us out, it would not work, because there's no leader, obviously. We work more decentralized, we have different kind of styles, but we would love to always sample Warren with latest statements. I love it, I love the Jinder Linux group.
Together, baby. I can't stop listening to the Star Booty Black Ops remix. I listen to it every day.
Yeah, it's a great track, it's a great track.
Great track.
And he also feels how we get abused.
On that show, I never noticed it before. Yeah. He sounds just like Eric Cartman from South Park.
There's even a new South Park.
I love his voice on that.
Yeah.
When he said I saw it coming a mile away, sounds just like Cartman.
It's great. How did you like Jim Fetzer? We had some issues with him, but he was a good promoter 1 year ago.
I love Professor Fetzer. I told him on his show, him and Kevin Barrett and Morgan Reynolds. Those are some of the first lectures I watched a year ago when I woke up, and I think these are some great intellects.
Anyway,
these are guys I never heard of before.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up also with...
Just say this for you, Nico, because we need to make records, okay?
Yeah, we have to make records, we have to
Here
make...
you go, you ready?
Yeah.
Why don't you just show me just a little bit more skin now, honey? Just show me just a little bit more skin.
I'm on the camera right now with Warren Cuccurullo, NicoHitler featuring Warren Cuccurullo or vice versa. And
ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
Into MK Ultra Free Alternative Programming. To deprogram, this is deprogram. Turn it off.
Oh shit, I'm turning the plane hugger. Oh.
So anyway, anybody who's talking about airplanes and hijackers and all that stuff, you know, the bandana, it's very, very gone.
Oh, actually, I think we have a special guest here.
You're up the garden path. You're going to nowhere. If you follow the actors, it's like falling for the, you know, the bandana routine.
Warren.
It's not happening. Did you find a bandana, by the way?
Yeah, I think the original bandana came actually. Sorry for interrupting you, but I'm a little nervous on the time. We want to squeeze the first 30 minutes into YouTube, then continue, and put that maybe all together also on YouTube. I'm not sure what Rosalie organizes, but let's pretend we have just 30 minutes. We will continue after 30 minutes. I definitely want to have AQ AlQyeda into the mix. I think he was a 20-second hijacker and missed the plane.
Oh, don't. You'll really get me in trouble that way. You'll get me in trouble. You'll get me in trouble.
Oh, but he is successfully infiltrating Al-Qaeda. So maybe give a clap to, and maybe make a track with...
Yeah, we pass flowers out instead of bombs.
AQ AlQyeda. Give you the floor for the next 5 minutes.
You give me the floor for the next... But you know that I'm not that special actor. I basically... It's basically a question and answer thing with me.
What's your latest plans, AQ?
Well, I plan on taking on the spirit of a dead fireman.
Right.
Jared Duffy.
Oh yeah, he looks actually like a firefighter. Well, we have this story. We went to the New York Times and insisting of correcting the story when there was a new alleged number 3 Al-Qaeda member.
That's me. Oh no, I'm number 1.
So Al-Qaeda was there, and then they changed the message of the mailbox. The guy at the end didn't even work there anymore. We just tried to correct that actually Al-Qaeda is number 3. So we're doing all this silly kind of satire. Yeah, anyway. You still on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Let's hear more from him.
Yeah,
let's hear more from him.
No, he's got a very good talk. Very good talker.
We get more.
Tell me, were you involved in Foxy and Elsewhere, Roxy and Elsewhere with Frank Zappa?
Roxy and Elsewhere, no, I was, that was one of the first tours that I saw the Zappa band when I was still a fan. That was stuff from around 1973, 74.
Right.
I didn't get in the band until 78.
Yeah, because that was my first record that I bought from him. So
Roxy and Elsewhere, that's a great one.
Right.
Yeah, the first one I ever bought was the Overnight Sensation.
What was the album where Bobby Brown was on it?
Bobby Brown was on Shake Your Booty.
Shake Your Booty was, I think, was a kind of funk rock.
Well, Shake Your Booty was like 81.
Yeah.
Shake Your Booty was 78. That was the first record that I promoted with Frank. We went out on the tour and promoted.
I love that album. Turned a little bit too mainstream. I love that album. It was still kind of half underground, but I love the not the late work, but the early work was good. The Captain
The song "I'm the Slime" from Overnight Sensation pretty much gives you the whole picture on the TV and the illusion that's coming through television.
Maybe we should do a mashup of Frank
In your
Zappa.
mind. Pretty incredible, that song "I'm the Slime."
How are your video skills, Warren?
What is that?
How are your video skills?
My video skills?
Yeah.
Well, you know I can film porn pretty good.
Oh yeah. That's what I love also. You love the porn. Did you mock yourself as a kind of bisexual actor? Or you did the photos just for fun, and then you turned up accidentally in some gay magazine. What's the real story?
Real story is in 1983, when we were doing missing persons interviews, Dale, the singer, she was a former Playboy bunny and a hustler honey. So all of the interviewers would always ask her about, you know, posing nude and all this stuff, and it was like drifting away from talking about music. So our manager at the time, Ken Scott, you know, he knew I was quite the exhibitionist, and, you know, he thought, well, why doesn't Warren just pose for Playgirl? And then if they ask Dale a question, we can just pass it over to Warren. He can just nip it in the bud and start talking about music. So I did Playgirl in '83, and it did work. You know, we were able to deflect the questions from Dale and pose them over to me and get back to talking about music.
Let's get more water for you.
17 years later, I got a call from a Brazilian gay magazine called G Magazine. They called my ex down in Brazil. They contacted her
some water?
and said that they really loved the new album, the Pop Trash Duran Duran. And they saw the photos of me in the booklet, and I was very, very in shape. They wanted me to pose nude. So I said, okay, you know, I figured help promote the album and
funny.
Celebrity shot, blah, blah, blah. So I had an idea of just doing something that couldn't be downloaded, like an actual mold of it, you know? Make a toy. So I talked to Larry Flint, I talked to Teresa Flint, and then I wound up going with a company called California Exotics, and we actually did the actual toy version of the genitalia.
That's
So
fun.
that was kind of strange.
Did you get any extra dates? Did it help you boost your sexuality with someone?
My sexuality has always been pretty much all over the place,
That's
kid.
good. Did you hear about my story?
Come on now.
I don't have a date anymore for 4 or 5 months. Broke up with my girl. They sabotage there. I don't want to go too much politics now, but it's very sophisticated against me and my family. And I stole my porn collection.
Yeah, well, you know, who needs a porn collection now? As long as you have a laptop, you're okay.
Yeah, right. I don't like YouTube porn and red porn. It's too slow. I'm a DVD fetishist. I love DVD. I even watch porn with my girlfriends if I have a chance. But so right now I feel some liaison going on between AQ AlQyeda and WebFairy. They're fingering each other at night. No, just kidding. I hope I make once money, Mr. Bootleg.
No, we're getting married
Paris
soon.
Hilton of
We're getting married soon.
WebFairy. And sell it all on the black market.
Yeah.
The uncensored tapes.
So I sent you some tracks. Have you heard them yet? We got to put up some. You got to do some video mashups.
I definitely will sample them. You know what? They're still stuck at Paul Agora's machine. We have here some hardware bionic bottleneck issues, but I work on that. I will definitely listen to it. It's still stuck at Paul's machine, but it's getting better. We have the best geek here right now from Chicago, Rosalie Grable, aka the WebFairy, also doing great. The Hell Channel show. She wants to reinfiltrate a complete new age scene from the 70s. The next show might be with New Realities. That's the ex-boyfriend of Paul Agora. I still don't have an affair with Paula.
Is Paula there right now?
She's still busy wasting her time as M&N, in my opinion.
I think she should scream mantra and yantra.
Yeah, mantra and
Yes.
yantra is yantra.
What is it? I love that.
I love it too. I also don't know what it is, so maybe that's why it's fun.
Mantra and yantra makes tantra.
I think I'm Kantra, and what are you? What
Contra? Contra?
Are you? I'm Kantra.
No.
Kantra and mantra means
Oh,
tantra.
mantra
Yes.
and yantra.
Mantra and yantra make
We
tantra.
actually got a show about that. I forget
Yeah.
But it
which one.
doesn't sound the same when I say it.
Yeah, I think you're much more yantra. I'm more Kantra.
I also like they're so paranoid and twitchy.
Yeah, that was pissed off some no-planners, but they got the idea and made a good remix out of it. Was also a good hit.
Yeah, that's the kind of music I really like.
Yeah, and I love 41 music. I love all the latest talents. I would just like to read through a list, but we might have no time for this. Though actually we have time.
We got time and we got tape.
Good, we have time and tape. It's 12:33, so we might bring the whole hour on YouTube because she still has a director's account. So
I can't
I
show
can
visuals.
recommend.
Just talk to him.
Right. What I recommend is people go to youtube.com/911censored, and one of the last mashups was the Ewige Trusling, which is a bittersweet satire on the new Holocaust and planning here new extermination camps. But check out Heavy Plastician, great new star from Netherlands, definitely the latest from Simon Scheck. Then a great, more dark tribute to all of us, Jesuno 3K. Then L Piper, very top on the latest of Video Fakery. Then Norman Sweet Cream, which is 41 music, but get his full versions on livevideo.com. We have a great new heavy metal guy who's actually now on Audio Fakery again, since the late great Andrew Low Watson got whisked out of the scene, but he did great on Audio Fakery. This alone proves already Video Fakery. We have evidence on TV Fakery, Video Fakery, Audio Fakery, and as a hangout version, the Media Fakery. Then
It's the strongest evidence.
I also go first. I'm saying logically we could prove T-Fake from day one by just comparing two footages. The live against the video is already evidence for TV Fakery. The Video Fakery in itself is also evidence for that the media got involved, but I think private military contractors which received the contract in 2000 around Future Combat System, so I think Boeing got involved, Lockheed, Raytheon. I think Germany did the TV
Everyone's
Fakery.
been co-opted into this. But look what's happening now in the papers a couple of days ago. It said Larry Silversnake is going to sue the airlines.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was in the paper.
Right. And I think basically the airlines should sue, but it's possibly a setup against the airlines because they will lose this lawsuit against the CIA, and then they will never release any documents that's still classified. So I call it also the kind of reinvestigate links. The airlines know damn well that it was TV Fakery, and don't want to pay that money. I think
The
that's,
insurance companies.
yeah, but they also come from Germany. I think it's a huge setup. Larry Silverstein is in reality a red herring, distracting from AIG, and that is most important because AIG, on behalf of Blackstone, obtained the mortgage for Building 7, which was manipulated in our research. We had a more in our research group, so then it was leaked to Rands, then it came to Alex Jones. But what no one knows is that Building 7 was in the hand of Blackstone, and that is the same private military contractor who's buying into real estate big time in the United States, bought the biggest real estate company for US offices. But meanwhile also they're linked to a Chinese investment fund which turned to a Chinese investment corporation, and the same corporation with the help of Goldman Sachs created this whole mortgage prime scam and basically bankrupted 10 traditional banks in the United States, including UBB, Chase, I don't know all of them, and then they're replacing them with Goldman Sachs.
Where can I see some of this stuff? Where can I look at this stuff?
Well, I can send you an email, but you can go to 911movement.org, which is run by Killtown.
Yeah, I've been there, yeah.
And then you type in Goldman Sachs blank Ewing 2001. You find my complete research on Goldman Sachs, and it's partly backed up by Financial Times. So Financial Times was already reporting about some scam. They're not going as far as me, but they know about the Chinese investment fund. They know that.
Have you been in touch with, or have you ever heard Benjamin Fulford?
Well, I'm not familiar. I'm pretty much egotistical on that. I think there are only 5 good researchers worldwide on the money issue. That is geocaris.org. He's very good on transnational fascist banker system with the transnational Euro pipeline. Right now there's a new setup going on against Exxon. I think that the Russians and the Chinese pretty much control the energy gas pipeline market. The oil itself is a hangout against the pipeline business. The pipeline business you can make much more money, so it's about transportation, and it's false flagged by fake Al-Qaeda cells. Meanwhile, also in China,
I mean, fake Al-Qaeda stuff.
well, they call themselves Al-Qaeda, but we know it's just
Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda, yeah. Because Al-Qaeda tried to infiltrate the Chinese one, and Olympic Games. Watch your microphone. So I did research on that, and 3 years ago, I figured out that the whole pipeline stuff is actually the business number 1, and it's sponsored by overpriced SDI, and SDI's Future Combat System. So right now in Iraq, they're testing actually Future Combat System is a bionic super soldier system linked to GPS, linked to the same system they might have used for TV Fakery. So it's a very sophisticated setup, an outside job against the United States. 9/11 was an outside job, masked as an inside job, false flag. I think 97% of all, I call them the plumbers, the inside job plumbers, got killed on that morning in Building 7, Deutsche Bank, Hilton, both Twin Towers, maybe somewhere else where they pointed both weapon systems, the cold fusion weapon, the direct aim weapon plus X on both towers, then a disintegration, then the people who were allegedly involved in a live terror TV exercise inspired by the 77 false flags, inspired by the movie Network. Sidney Lumet tested it all in the 70s, and they tried to leave Building 7, and I think they got set up and got killed in Building 7 at 5:25 p.m. They even tried to escape earlier, so the BBC had to report it already collapsed. There are 5-6 other subplot lines around. I cannot prove all details, but I'm pretty sure most of the people who did the TV Fakery got killed while they're under the impression they're doing a live terror exercise. Same to the 2 planes. The only existing planes which departed as blackout planes were Flight 93, which did not exist until 10 days earlier, which is in reality Flight 91. We have Flight 11, which did not exist and was staged 1 day in advance by pre-taping all the phone calls, including Betty Ong. So this was Flight 12, never departed, never existed. Even the radar signal was 7.8 miles away in case they used a blackout plane at the time of the first hit. So Flight 11 had no real passengers. Maybe 175 had the only real passengers, but there were maybe extras, actors, including Barbara Olsen, maybe under the impression she's doing kind of reality TV show. So I think 60% of all passengers were involved in a secretive terror exercise, got killed. Mike Rupert infiltrates then the 9 Truth movement by saying all the war games is a big smoking gun and sabotage my war games territorial research. So very sophisticated infiltration already during the years 2001, 2004. Mike Rupert, also the same guy, was preparing the nylon air hangout distraction Tavistock psyop with the Peacock psyop. So very sophisticated.
Yeah, if somebody watches 9/11 Amateur Part 2 and 9/11 Octopus Part 8,
yeah,
they'll see with their own eyes that there were no planes.
Right.
So that they'll know that every quote-unquote witness who handed in a videotape is part of it. And they'll hear those people when DJ Jeff calls them up, and you listen to those phone calls, you know that they can't even answer it correctly like
Warren,
an actual
do you
witness.
see a chance in the music scene or whatever, friends of you, do you think you get more VIPs involved? Is there any chance you get some cool musicians involved? I'm trying my best to reach out to the DJ scene. We know the hip hop scene was open-minded, but I think they got a little infiltrated with Oreos. I call them Oreos. You know, we had cool people who spoke out, partly hang out, like Mos Def. Actually, KRS-One went back to the Chomsky version. We deserve it. Blah blah blah.
Chomsky scum. His name is Chomsky.
Yeah, so Mos Def is a little more on the Chomsky scum level. Mos Def is kind of cool. He believes also in moon fakery, so he might be one guy we could get involved.
Definitely.
Paris spoke out, but I think he went not further than the controlled demolition. Then we have the guy, we have for sure the whole original Mos Def posse who did Bush Knock Down the Towers. We have also, we have at least 10 hip-hop musicians who spoke out, but not, I'm still disappointed from Public Enemy and others.
Yeah, well look, I'll tell you man, in about 6 months, those fake airplanes, they're going to look about as real as the gorilla from the first King Kong movie, and everybody's be going, oh, I knew it all the time.
I know, no, it's like...
on TV, I knew that, look how fake it is.
Right,
Everyone's
right.
going to be saying that.
Do you have any idea what else kind of PR we could do? We would love to have you here in the public event for sure if you come with Duran Duran to New York City.
I'm not with Duran Duran anymore, man.
Oh, okay, so that new band is not, has not you involved.
No, I left in 2001.
Oh, okay, so you're still in LA?
2001. That was the end of the real music from Duran Duran. Right
Yeah,
now
right.
it's just cardboard, cookie cutter.
They probably suck now, huh?
That's all it is.
I still love their old tracks, Rio and all stuff.
Yeah, man, hey, the 80s were a fantastic time.
Yeah, I love the 80s, it was good. I was a little bored by the...
We were all asleep. That's the only problem.
No, the 80s was very visionalist. They had a lot of pre-9/11 musics also. I think even Duran Duran had some kind of controlled demolition in one video. Because musicians are very, like, artists, visualists. So there's no conspiracy, no insider knowledge. It's just...
Oh yeah, dude, I wrote a song about, in 05, it's on my Playing in Tongues record that's coming out in a few months. I wrote a song called Playing Cartoons.
Oh yeah, I listened to that song. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, where was that coming from? You know,
Yeah.
something coming in from somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, we had this hip-hop band who had the burning towers in the background. I don't think it's... they might have leaked also the Hollywood mysticism, some details, leaked it somehow to preparing us. So that look also... No, anyway, that's a little too complex issue. Okay, so any more ideas how we can promote the issue? You in touch with We Are Change LA? I don't trust him either, but...
No, look, I love We Are Change. When there's people, especially young people, who are going out there and talking to...
Right. Well, it's basically was...
assorted scum who's involved with the 9/11 cover-up and the 9/11 crime. They need to be applauded. They need to be supported because there's not. If you're not doing it yourself, you know, I'm talking to the general public.
Right.
You should be supporting people like We Are Change. You should be supporting.
Right. I still.
Alan Watt, cuttingthroughthematrix.com.
Right.
You know, you should be supporting the Concordia Foundation.
Well.
You know, because if you're not out there doing it yourself, help the guys who are out there.
Right. Well, I love the original concept of We Are Change. I was pushing it for 2-3 years. I even had the first TV show in US called Shadow Government TV. Then my own team got somewhat corrupted. I was by myself. But I tried to turn New York Nine Truths immediately into media activist and got manipulated by Les Jameson with Urantia, and this is run by NSA. They have a Chinese the department. Anyway, so it took 3 more years until I finally insisted that We Are Change should run New York Nine Truths.org, and then they split and got immediately corrupted and co-opted by Alex Jones. So I think the problem right now is we have actually a lot of no-planners among We Are Change. I know they're also elsewhere. They're in Savannah. They might be in Portland. I think Troy figured that out. He's a screw loser. I don't see them in LA yet. I think it's a complete staged Hollywood front. But if you see a chance to get in touch with We Are Change LA, because they were heckling successfully into Bill Maher's show, but Bill Maher is a kind of male... false hope.
Scum.
Yeah, he's a false hope asshole Chomsky version, which is
What
more.
about little itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny little Johnny Stewart?
Yeah, he's more teeny weeny than Rosie, but he was a false hope for We Are Change LA. I don't have hope with Rosie either. I think she was false hope for New York City, and she backed up recently, and also is back on the Lime Air Hangout, which I think is completely Scientology.
But
That's
her
just
story, the coverage of her story got me woken up.
yeah. Well, the real 9M Air Hangout research would be to analyze actually the air correctly and figure out that the particles in the air would have proven that there were actually Hutchinson effect in the air, and that would link to direct energy weapons or other Tesla arrivades. No one is doing that. Instead, they're hangouting with the thermite, gasoline, bullshit, cancer, poison, concrete, asbestos distraction. And that people die is sad. What I'm saying is not an evidence at all for false flag. If firefighters die, then it's not an evidence even for bombs. It's just a fact that they died by helping get rid of the rubble. And that is why I'm thinking it's a very sophisticated script from Tavistock and Scientology, with the help even of Scientology itself, taking over the 9 truth groups, distracting them, scripting all these Orwellian memes like reinvestigate 9/11. We don't have to reinvestigate. We did the investigation by ourselves.
I know.
I don't believe personally in justice. There has to be a much more radical paradigm change. Maybe even get rid of the president. We don't need all this phony bullshit elections. Let's get rid of presidents and make state by state or whatever. Let's create porn stars of the week. Maybe AlQyeda as a concept. I still want to get involved. I'm talking way too much. I'm not by myself.
We have to reboot the system.
Maybe you want to sit here and do the rest of 10 minutes. Rosie, you think I'm talking too much?
I think you do
Well,
great.
I'll let him talk a while.
Right, because if you would be a woman, then Rosie would say I always interrupt you. So maybe, what else you would like to talk about in the last 10 minutes?
What else can we talk about? What I'd like to talk about is what is coming up with people like Rosalie and Jim Fetzer and Morgan Reynolds, etc., as far as lectures around the country or anything like that. Is there anything going on like that?
Well, Rosalie is right now, as I said, busy helping improving the technical infrastructure.
I
She-
could sit next to you. if you
She
want.
can talk.
Yeah, 'cause
She
I've
might
got-
talk about Edna, but I will bash her for that. But she's very good in distribution, management. She will talk maybe what we can work on. The Feds are Reynolds, they're still a little bit in the back. They're not political, which disappoints me.
I'm not political.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah, I'm not political.
I know that's all the asshole NicoHitler has to do it. But I'll let you talk for the last 10 minutes. I'm out of here. I drink some water. I'm saying already goodbye. I say later goodbye. Was nice talking to you.
About those MP3s, man.
How are you on MySpace 24/7 because you immediately picked up the phone when Max had contacted you?
No, I check around. I'm always on the computer doing reading,
okay, cool.
research, and watching all the documents.
And we know you're also on YouTube. I don't have to reveal your nickname, but they will see it. So anyway, it was good talking with you, and
you?
and yeah, I feel good. As I said,
Yeah.
we cannot be infiltrated, we cannot be corrupted or co-opted. Even if so, it doesn't work. We're making our own 4 or 5 digit hits. We see our friends, we recognize them from the videos. Warren has a great voice. We sample them very often. We don't need VIP as leaders. We don't need leaders at all. It works by itself. We already control a little bit YouTube. We have mass uploads and downloads. Every time in a shutdown accounts, we have already 5 new ones. And yes, we will still use skin because we believe in sexual revolution. We don't have secrecies because secrecies just co-opt you again. Secrecies is just to blackmail people. So I'm a free revolution also on the sex angle, and I support all sex workers, all prostitutes. I love Ashley Dupree, and that's it for me. AQ and WebFairy. See you, Warren.
Take care.
Yeah, I'm still here. The tape still runs.
Hi, Rosalie.
Hi.
Belated birthday.
It was a great time. I'm glad to be here in Manhattan. I'm starting to get a little homesick. But my next project is I get to learn to be a freegan.
A freegan?
Yeah, have you heard of them?
Well, I was a 16-year vegan. Tell me what a freegan is.
Oh, well, the freegans, they live without money as much as possible as sort of a religious observance. because the world is bountiful. One of Paula Gloria's themes is that scarcity has been transcended, and they've established pretty much a potlatch. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Culture like the like the Northwestern Indians used to have, where your worth in the world was based on giving and being politely receiving, but gifting.
It's almost like we need to get we need to get a state, and everybody lives there in the way that we could live for the rest of
free energy,
our days.
free food.
Yeah.
We need a big change.
Yeah, I'm not for any kind of change that involves states. No.
You know what I mean? I mean
yeah.
land.
Well, what the Freegans are into is personal sovereignty. We call it leaderlessness.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, back in the time when there were only 3 of us, me and Nico and Holmgren, was kind of given up. But our plan then was that it was a leaderless movement, and of course the opposite of that is unity, and they just want one leader, particularly them, whoever they are, and it's one of the reasons.
The mindset is important.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons that we kind of feel and I've watched the people treat me that way once I tried to approach these Freegan people. But we're a little bit on the suspicious side that, you'd make such a great quote leader in the traditional sense that they wouldn't get the notion that they have to be their own pope, that they have to do their own. Yeah, well, I do that too, but that's what I call it. That personal sovereignty. That instead of trying to be part of a mass.
Yes, that's really truly going against the flow.
yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah. So
if everybody can just incorporate that kind of concept into their daily life, they could be doing a lot better.
Yeah, I'm working on that, since one of Paula's themes is that scarcity has been transcended, which she means specifically with her binary economics, which would give all citizens capital ownership in corporations.
Binary economics.
Yeah, we call it Ryanary economics, which gives us an excuse to bring in the Freegans, I guess. Yeah, anyway, we're just sort of running out the tape now while I talk.
He is infiltrating Al-Qaeda.
Still running.
Let's take Al-Qaeda. What's your next plan,
Maybe it's time for me to sing the backwards alphabet.
Okay.
What about the alphabet? Change the alphabet.
Yeah, he's going to sing the backwards alphabet.
Yeah, it's one of my proudest achievements in my entire musical career. It goes like this: ZYXW, VUTSRQ, TONNLKJI, not LL Cool J, Martin Luther King JI, HGFEDCBA. That's it.
That's great.
Cool.
Cool.
I can do it in less than 3 seconds. Check this out. This is for Paula. This is the Namio Renge cute version. Here it goes.
Yep.
Cool.
I can loop it, Nico.
WQ2X. Great, I love it. That will be also the next mashup, and don't forget Google WQ2X.
And why don't you just show me just a little bit more skin now?
Skin? Here. I have no mustache anymore, got rid of the mustache. I show you a strawberry instead. That's a nice
We go from educating people to titillating people to educating people back to titillating people.
Yeah, that's the idea behind 911 porn that's given us endless headaches from the censorious sorts in the world.
Eliminate this show now. This is the end of all TV shows. I want to get rid of all mainstream media. NicoHitler will take over as AQ AlQyeda. I want to gas everyone. We need new extermination camp leaders. Let's get rid of all truth.
CNN, MSNBC.
Gas them all.
PBS, it must PBS. People wake up. It's hidden in plain sight.
Right. Right on.
Yeah, you got a great voice for this sort of thing.
That's right. Hey, welcome to CB Ultra, AB Ultra, NB Ultra, CN Ultra, MSNB Ultra. That's what it is. And remember who's behind this thing. It's Mossad, CIA, ISI, MI5, and
And the Knights of the Golden Circle.
Or should I just say help?
Yeah.
Hello?
Some
Hello.
of each.
Yes.
Help?
You're still there. Help.
Hello? Or should I just say hell? So I guess I gotta be going now, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
It's been great. We've run out the tape and it's a good time. But thank you.
Wait, I'm gonna get some breakfast. You know, it's difficult for me to get breakfast, Rosalie. Very difficult. I go across the street to the market. I say, can I have a black coffee and a bagel? She goes, plain. I go, no plain!
Yeah.
Oh.
That was for the first 2 weeks after I discovered there were no planes. If I heard the word plane, I would scream no plane right after it.
Oh,
Didn't matter if
cool.
it was spelled P-L-A-I-N or P-L-N-N-E. Now I've come back down to earth, and I've told all my friends and significant others that there were no planes anywhere on 9/11.
What is their response to you, though?
Oh, I just showed them those 2 clips, 9/11 Amateur Part 2, 9/11 Octopus Part 8.
And they're convinced.
They have to deal with it themselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
I've never had any problem either.
It's really difficult being lied to by the people you trust the most.
It's hard for people to accept that they've been made an ass out of. That's the first thing I found when you wake up to 9/11, is that, you know, you've been made a fool out of, and it's hard for people to admit it. They'd rather just go, oh, they would never do that. And then I bring up, you know, the secrets and authority, the Catholic priest syndrome, where you would never imagine you'd have a, you know, a man of the cloth, a man of God, who would ruin a young boy's life and, you know, have these tortured memories that come back 20, 30 years later. Then we find out, since it was investigated properly, that the police were fiddling with the kids, and they were getting moved around to different places after they got caught initially, and they were being protected by the higher-ups. So, you know, same thing with the whole 9/11 scam. You can't trust authority when they're dealing in a secretive world.
Yeah.
And in the background now we're playing some mashups from our 2 exclusive streams. We're streaming 24/7, the best of the top 100 and oldies but goldies. So we have now 500 tracks. Check out youtube.com/911senders and click on the mashup stream. It's basically a DJ tool, and right now this is a classic from the
I don't think you're mic'd. I don't think you're mic'd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
But thanks. We'll talk later, okay?
okay.
Bye, you guys. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
In the last 5 minutes, we just play a little bit from our stream. If you go to youtube.com/911censored, there's a button called video stream or whatever. Right now it's an oldie from you in 2001. This was a former tribute to Gerald Holmgren. I still love him, even if he got demonized right now. I love the old Gerald Holmgren. This is a tribute, the last 2-3 minutes. I forgot the name of the title, but whatever. The party time, see you around. Best of Warren Cuccurullo. And we're getting more no planers. More no planers, and the planer got still be gas. 2 more minutes.
You actually have 2 more minutes. Hello?
Whoops, we didn't hang up on you properly.
That's good sound check. DJ comment system in the background.
So she actually does 1 hour a day? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no matter what else she's doing. And then she edits these things so that she can have her, for her shows that she's...
I mean, he's a very good bullshit talker.
Also, you have to stop the recording here.
Oh, we're recording. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. He's a very good bullshit talker. I mean, it's great. You are too. It's like, I don't know what to talk about. I mean, what are my plans? What are my plans? Demonstrate. A one-man demonstration. 15 minutes in each girl.
That's good music.
Yeah, it sounds something like the Lennox Lounge. Tell me, who was that?
That's it, that's for today's show. RabbitHoleCntrl, Rosary Grable, AQ AlQyeda, Ryanair Economics, Warren Cuccurullo, NicoHitler. This goes now into NicoHitler and AQ AlQyeda on the roof. Please check it out. There will be an upcoming remix. Please check all the latest on the 475 Kent roof. Rosary will exclusively stabilize that footage, so we can prove additional video fakery, link to 5 videographers, which is impossible. So we went to the roof, AQ AlQyeda and me, and some trash footage is up, but Rosary will improve it, make some overlay and stabilize. So that's it for today, and see you maybe tomorrow back with Paula Gloria. Or on Monday.
It's Friday. Wow. It's a good way to find it quick.
No, don't waste time.
Oh, you were filming us going